What's up, guys? Frost here. Today I wanted to go ahead and put out a quick guide for how to obtain some of the early game keys in Escape from Tarkov, especially with the hardcore wipe. They have added some new spawns that are specific to this wipe, and not being able to find those keys and just being hard stuck on quests and not being able to progress can be very frustrating. So here's a quick guide to jump in and show you how you can get them. So the main keys that we're going to focus on here today are dorm room 220, the Tarcone Director key, and also dorm room 303. So I just want to go ahead and show you guys that there is a barter available at Therapist for these keys that you can get. So if you do have the items, you don't even need to find them in raid. You can just go ahead and barter and get those. So here we have the Tarcone Director's key. If you get a ice green, 2 crackers, and squash, you'll be able to go ahead and get that key there. Then we have dorm room 303. If you get 7 T-plugs and 3 of the blue tapes here, the insulating tapes, you can go ahead and barter for that. And it looks like you cannot barter for 220. You might have to be a higher therapist level, which is not possible to get at this point. So at least there's 2 options for the Tarcone Director and 303. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in now and kind of show you where to find these keys on the map if you don't have these items for the barter, or if it's a little too out of reach, or if you just want to find them in raid. All of these keys are on customs, and they do have loose spawns that you can find and pick them up, and they're actually fairly pretty common. So you actually definitely can go in, check these spawns, and you should be able to get the key relatively quickly overall. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into that, and I'll meet you there. So I want to make it a little fun and throw dorm room 206 as an honorable mention here. There is a barter here for 7 piles of meds from Therapist. I would not recommend doing this barter. This key is insanely common to find off of scavs, jackets, and cabinets. Very common key to find. I would not recommend doing this barter. Save your piles of meds for something else. But I thought it'd be a fun honorable mention here at the end, and it is an early quest key for Operation Aquarius from Therapist. So just wanted to throw that in there for a little bit of fun. I'm going to go ahead and get the customs map pulled up now from the Escape from Tarkov wiki, and going to go ahead and review over the loose spawns for those keys that we just covered earlier. So here on screen now is the customs map from the Escape from Tarkov fandom page, or essentially like the wiki. I did add the red text on here just to kind of indicate the major POIs of the map, just to help, if you are a little bit newer, it will just help guide you a little bit better. So if you look over here at the top left of the screen with the arrow here pointed down at this little, looks like a little building here or something, this is a train car, and this is the first spawn where you can find dorm key 220. Once you get to the train cart, you can go inside of it and you will see a sleeping mat and looks like some blue clothing of some sort, and under there you can find the key right there highlighted in green. The next spawn for the 220 key is in the same vicinity on the map, as you can see from the arrow over here on the left side again. It is right outside of this warehouse over here. It is a yellow van, and I'll go ahead and throw up on screen now. You can find it in the back of that van. So here's how the van will look. You just go to the back of it and you'll find it laying here just like this. For the third spawn for 220, you'll go ahead and it's still in the same vicinity from the van and the train cart over here. It's actually inside of this warehouse building. You want to go up the metal stairs and this little portion over here, and there will be a crate where the key will be laying on top. Here's a picture of it. So there it will be laying up on this box right next to this blue jacket. So the final loose spawn for dorm key 220 is actually in a little small building over here on the left side. Right here next to the extract, I believe this is ZB1011, I believe, over here, the factory far corner area. There'll be these group of silos up here, and there will be a little building between these two that you should be able to enter here, and it will be on top of a tool trolley inside of that building, which I'll go ahead and show you now. So here we go. Once you're inside, you'll go ahead and find this little tool bench area over here. It might be a little dark if you don't have a flashlight, and the key could be laying on here next to this hammer. All right, guys, next up we have the Tarcone Director's office key. Got a couple of loose spawns to go through. So the first one here on screen, as you can see, we have dorms, the second story building here that is being indicated, and over here to the right of the screen. So here's like the front entrance here. This is the middle staircase. So once you come through the front here, there is a guard desk area right here that you do need the guard desk key for. It is pretty common, but if you don't have it, then you won't be able to get in here. But if you do have the key and you are in this area, it's definitely worth checking here. And here's what it looks like in that room where it will be. So once you open the door, you'll come through and you'll see this little area over here, this little key lock rack type thing, and it will just be hanging there for you to grab. All right, next up we have the second loose spawn over here at New Gas. There's actually a metal shelf in here in the storage room where the key can spawn, which I'll put on screen now. Here is the rack that is inside the storage room in the New Gas, so just look for the shelf here with some binders on it, and the key could be laying right here on the edge. Next up we have a spawn in Warehouse 3, which I do not have labeled on the map, but as you can see from this arrow here and where my cursor is, this building here is Warehouse 3. So you want to basically come through the crane yard here, get inside the warehouse, and it will be on the ground next to a dead body in this building here. I believe it's in this section of the building, not 100% sure, as I've never found this spawn before, but I do have an image here to show you of how it will look like if it is there. So once you're inside Warehouse 3, you will find the dead body here that's covered up by a tarp, and it looks like some barrels are around here, and you can find the key right here on the floor in that warehouse. So the final loose spawn location for the Tarcone Director's key is in Warehouse 5. Over here on the left side of the screen, there's this little warehouse building here, kind of close to the train car area and where we were over here with the cranes. So it is about where the arrow is pointing, kind of this little quadrant of the warehouse. There's actually a shelf with a stereo on it, and it's near the blue van. If you're familiar with the blue van that you have to mark for one of the other quests in the game, it is just sitting there on the shelf, and I'll go ahead and show you that now. So here's the shelf here. You see you got a stereo here and some cassettes. If you could turn to the right from where this picture is taken, you would see the blue van right next to you. So that kind of gives you an indicator of where this key is inside this warehouse. Alrighty guys, as for the dorm room 303 key, in terms of the loose spawns, the first one here is in dorms again, just like the Tarcone's Director key that we looked at before. It's in that same guard office room here that's right in the front entrance if you do have that the guard desk key, and I'll go ahead and show you again. It's in the same little key rack that is the Tarcone Director key can be in as well. So as you can see here from this picture, it is in the exact same little key rack that's up on the wall in that locked room if you do happen to have the guard desk key to check. Alright, the next spawn here is over near the scav checkpoint, which is on this far left side of the screen here. Basically there will be a Tiger vehicle, which is basically like a armored truck over here, you know, right on the edge of the map. And if you look inside the door on the floorboard, you can see the key spawning there, which I'll put on screen now. So it looks like it is in the front passenger floorboard here. So make sure if you're in this area, go ahead and check and see if it spawned. Alrighty, the last spawn for dorm key 303 is going to be in this warehouse over here. I believe this is warehouse 6 over here on the left side of the screen. So just in relation to earlier, you know, here's the train card up here. And then also the ZB1011 extract up here. So I actually put the marker on the side of the building that you're going to want to check because it is actually upstairs. Because there are two sides to this building. There's like an upstairs over here on this bottom portion, and then an upstairs portion on this side as well from some metal stairs. So you'll want to check over here on this side, and I'll show you where it is up there. So once you're upstairs on that side of the warehouse, you'll want to keep checking up there. There'll be kind of like a little back storage area room, and there'll be like some tools and pallets and stuff laying around, as you can see. So you just want to check the wall, look for an open cabinet here, and see if the key is laying there. Well, and there we have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick little guide. I want to go ahead and hear from you guys down in the comments. How's your wipe been going for you? Have you even played the wipe? Or, if you are playing the wipe, is it going well for you? Is it a little too challenging? I want to know your thoughts down below. And also, if you have any future video suggestions or anything that I can cover that would be helpful to you, please let me know and I'll go ahead and get that done for you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, take care, guys.